Well, hello my crafty friends. It's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. I hope you haven't forgotten me. I haven't forgotten you. It has been a while, I know. But you know, sometimes life takes you to a different path and you just got to grab hold of it and go with it. And yes, I've been very busy in the garden. And I've got a couple of weeks left and I thought I'd better put some goodies into my Etsy store and share with you what I've been making as well. Using up a lot of my stash bits and pieces, and oh my goodness. So yes, so you know, I apologize for not being as active as one should be on our crafting channel, but with winter coming up, I'm hoping I'll have a bit more free time because there won't be much happening in the garden. So, and we'll probably be away for about a month next month in April, and we'll be back for a month. So, see how I go. So, also I'd like to welcome a couple of new subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much. I hope you find something in the channel that inspires you. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Now, okay, let's get into it because I have a lot to share. So I'll be doing this in probably 3 videos. I'll do the quickest ones first, and then I'll have a couple of videos, and one of them will include my altered suitcase. So here we have, I'll start with one pack at a time. They'll be listed in my Etsy store. These are envelopes made from dictionary paper and then decoupaged with paper napkins. And what they are, they're like a Constantine type envelope with 3 pockets in it, okay? And I decoupaged it so that, you know, it's a little bit more sturdier. And nice trims. I've used beautiful trims as well. So yes, and I thought they make great little ephemera holders to put on your table, or if you have a journal big enough that you can just slip that in. So there's various ones. Okay, here's another one. So you have 3 large pockets, and I've used beautiful trims again. This one is just super gorgeous. I've been purchasing some bits of lace from a lady in the Facebook group, and just because I don't have anything very unique because I haven't been able to get to the op shops, so I decided to, you know, support small Etsy stores. Again, beautiful napkin. This one is tissue paper, and this I actually purchased from Which Craft Do You Do, and Kerry here has a channel as well, and I'll link that channel in my description box. And I actually bought a box of goodies from her. Again, you know, little Etsy, little online store that I like to support. And she had this beautiful tissue paper and some really grungy piano paper and pianola paper, I think it's called, sorry, and plain paper that she heavily coffee dyed, and I use that in one of my journals. But I had to have this tissue paper. I just love it. Again, the 3 pockets, you know, and I did some just a basic decorating. Another one. This is very shabby. This is a really nice napkin. I've got quite a bit of this napkin. And again, got your pockets. So, yeah, so then they don't have a closure. They're just, I've kept them very simple. And they'll go into a flat pack in postage, so it won't, the postage won't cost so much. And here's the second set. I love this. This is just absolutely gorgeous. And this just, again, from the same lady here in Australia, and just used a bit of braid that I had, and again, more pockets. Okay, And what I've done with the pockets, I've actually folded the edges over so that they are a bit more sturdy. And that's the back. It's another pretty one. Again, pockets. You know, some tops are straight and some tops are at an angle. It's just how, you know, how I felt on the day, I suppose. Here I've used some Tim Holtz paper dolls and just a little bit of a collage. Pretty trim. You know, a little pair of lovers here. That's why the hearts and the roses are there. And again, this is a very shabby one. Shabby chic. Again, pockets in here as well. Just like here. And a pretty little applique there. Here's another one with a tissue paper, and here I've used some, these are my original stamps from Germany. So I just did a bit of a collage there. Okay. This one would be good for a botanical journal. Really, really pretty. Make sure I don't get these mixed up. Another one with tissue paper. Just did a little bit of a collage there. Really pretty lace. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. And that's the back. It's another one with napkin. Just love this trim. Teacup and roses. Here I've put a little tag with a butterfly on it, just lended itself to that because it's, you know, yellow in there. Okay. On the back. And designing, just did a bit of a collage, really pretty trim again. Okay, very dainty, very dainty. Beautiful butterfly. Lovely blue one. I fussy cut out a butterfly, popped it in there, and this is just a little bit of I think it's like a nylon type ribbon. Put a little bow on that. So yeah, so they come in packs of 6, and I have 3 packs available, and you'll see them on the Etsy with you know, they'll be photographed in sets like this, so you will know which one's which. You just go through that. So that's one lot. Oh, and I better give you the measurements. The measurements and everything's on the store. So it's 21 centimeters long, which equates to 8 1/4, and 12 centimeters, which is about 4 3/4. So they're roughly all about the same size. Some might be a little bit bigger than others, and this is really strong dictionary paper too, and that's why I used it. All right, next. Then I've made some. They call these, because I've been researching to see what you call them, because they're not a booklet, and they're not like a, I don't know, just a folio, but they're a bit more than that, and you can actually get some that are named PadFolio because they have a writing pad in them. And I thought, yeah, that'll do. That's cool. So these are called PadFolios. So, you know, I've got horse one, a vintage, and a couple of, well, that might be grungy or something, and a couple of shabbies. Now, this one, because it has, I've tried to keep them very thin, because of this cluster, and I do believe this one they'll have to go in a bigger package, and you'll see the postage on that, so I'm sorry about that. And these are quite flat, so they'll be cheaper postage. Okay, so let's do the horsey one first, shall we? There's a little story with this one. I made a little booklet out of a bag, and it's the bag that you get from the chemist, the white bags, and I covered them, and that's what I made that little booklet out of. And also then what I did, I had some a paper pad that had sort of like papers in it that would go with a horse theme, you know, like it's got the corrugated iron and timber and all that, and had this brickwork on it. And I thought, oh, that's nice, a bit colourful. So I used that. And also this is an actual bark from my pine, and not pine, a palm tree, that real leathery pieces that sort of come off once the fronds come off. Well, that was at the gutter at our house, and I know there's people down the road that have a palm tree in their garden. I don't know how it survives there in the winter, but that's the yeah. And when I found, I'm thinking, oh, that'll be really good, you know, like it looks like leather. And I sealed it with Mod Podge. So yes, and it feels really, really cool, but it looks like leather, but it's actually from a tree. I mean, how cool is that? The tie is just simple, just a denim tie. It came off a dress, and I just cut it up. The booklet itself is actually tied, so it won't open up. And you would have guessed what's in the front already. Just to make sure I'm in frame. Can you see? Okay, that's a bottle cap of the beer that I drink, which is Carlton Dry, and it's got the horse on it. So I kept a few of them, and I'm going to make little charms out of it. What I done with this was I bashed it with a hammer, and then I sort of sanded it just to make it look, and then I got some permanent ink and put it around and sanded it again just to make it look really grungy. But isn't that cool? I mean, I just love it. And I've just popped the that was actually a tag, and I thought, no, I'll put the tag on here and make it so that you can actually tie this up. In here you've got a little tag in and out. So this is a little paper bag, and of course I'm not going to open this because there's a little surprise in there. It's a little flip, a tiny little flip, and I'll leave that. It's a little surprise. This is a tag that you can take out. This comes out of a magazine. I mean, how cool is that? Isn't that cool? And it's got a little braid on it, and that just tucks in here. And then on the back here, again, see, this is the bag here. I've put a little notepad on there and stapled a bit of hashing just on there. So that's that. Like I said, it's a little surprise in there. So whoever purchases will see what it is. Okay. Okay, let's go inside and have a look. Have a sticky beak. So all these pads, I've made them so that they are refillable, so that you can use them over and over and over again. Okay, so just because you're buying them once doesn't mean that that's the end of it. You can just use it and use it and use it. So I've made in such a way that you can take those papers out, okay, and then put new ones in and just refill it yourself. So that you've got quite a few papers in there, some ledger paper. This is an original piece, and some, I think this music paper, and I've just left that so that you could just use it. And just coffee dyed papers. Okay, and then on the back you have a little postcard. Again, I bought these from a little Etsy store here in Australia, and I thought, how cool was that? Okay, so that just pops in there. Then on this side, read all about it. It's the reason why I've put that on there. This is a little tag, but it's a flip out. Okay, and this horse name is Paleface, and unfortunately Paleface was one of the Mount Kosciuszko brumbies that perished in the Snowy Mountain fires in January 2020, and he was an absolute legend of a stallion. So yes, unfortunately he lost his life in the fires, and I just had to put him in here, and I wrote the little story on inside there. So very sad indeed. And then in here you'll find there is a pocket, of quite a large pocket. Is there a pocket? Oh yeah, it was a bit slack there. I have to show you that one after. And so yeah, so there's a pocket here, and in here you have an original piece of paper here, 1939, understanding of your circular number 111. I have no idea what that was about, but look at the sticky tape that's on there, and I thought it's pretty cool. And here's another postcard. Okay, these are the little ponies that they used to pull the skips in the coal mines. So that was between 1909 and 1968. So that goes in there, and in here I have more writing papers. This is a little drawing if you feel like doodling and colouring in, and just some of the papers that were left over. I've just popped them in there, and they'll just go in here, and then we'll put pale face back here and put here, and on the front there's another pocket as well with more papers, just offcuts of random papers that you can use. Okay, this is from I think from the faxes or something. Anyway, so yeah, so you know, random papers, so there's plenty of room to put bits and bobs in if you're going away somewhere. But like I said, all these PadFolios that I've made have now got these refillable notepads in it. So that's that one. I won't close that now because time's getting away. I'm trying to make this a quick video. And this is more of a vintagey one. This is a little bit narrower, and a little Tim Holtz charm altered necklace, remnants of necklace, so little beads, and then you can just pull these off. Okay, beautiful paper this. And what I've done is to strengthen the spine here, I've put some of the pinola paper here, okay, just to strengthen it. And then I'll sandwich some lace in between the two layers here. And you open this one up. This is a different one, this one. Again, here's a paper pad that's refillable. It's like a waterfall style paper pad. And then here you have a little tuck, altered index card with a couple of pockets with just some paper in it. And that just lives in there. And then you flip it up, and you have lots of writing space. And then you have another pocket with a pretty tag. And here you have this is an original piece of ephemera. Okay, this is a postcard. And then just some more old book page papers that you can use for writing. So this is like a little pocket in here. Just pop that in here. I mean, how cool is that? Did I have... no, this one doesn't have pockets. That's right, because it's a flip. Because I'd forgotten how I've done all these, because these were finished first. And here's a pretty little stamp here from Tailor Made Journals. I actually invested in a beautiful stamp, and where is that? There it is. This comes from Canada, and I couldn't resist it. So absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. So yeah, so and that's what this little stamp is here. Okay, so that's that one. Now we get to the shabby chic one. Love this one. Used a couple of layers of fabric. This was a top, okay. And of course this is a old pillowcase that I just tore up in strips and used. Washed, of course. My little button clusters. This was a plain card like this, okay, And what I did was this lace was quite wide, so I've cut part of it out so that you can see just her there, and I've left this all sort of frayed in there. Really pretty. A little dangle that I've just put on here. Bit of German book paper here and a bit of book paper here, and just put some of the pearl beads on there. Okay, and this one you open it up, but you have a big pocket here, and in here you have more writing. Okay, so you've got an original piece of ledger paper here. Okay, again, I purchased this from a lady that had here in Australia, that had a little Etsy store, and I just used one of my wax seals just there, my glue, faux wax seals from my glue gun that I made with my glue gun, and that just goes in here. Okay. We open it up and you find a beautiful card here, and another postcard, and it's a pocket. There's another pocket here, and you've got a little scrap of a notepad. And here's one of my little envelopes. And this is a little paper bow. Inside I've just strengthened with some lace. This has a altered paper clip. Okay, so I've added some book pages here and music paper here, and had some really old music from my music book, and it had green print on it. The green goes with the green. I thought, yep, that'll do. One of my little faux wax seals made with my glue gun, and I've actually popped in a real little flower in there, and that's just a little fabric cluster. So, you know, you can add and take away pages. And of course here is a time card. Okay, quite large, and that just goes in here, and then the paper clip goes in here as well. Just tucks in that pocket, just like that. Okay, and then when you see this here, what have we got here? Another envelope with the pockets and something inside, which I'm not going to show you. Okay, how cool is that? So that goes in here, goes back in here, and that's that. It's a little shabby one. And this is probably more vintage style because it's a bit darker. This was actually a tag I made, and then I was looking for something to go with this, and when I looked at that I thought, yep, that'll do, because I've got the little hot glue seal on this, and this is the impression of a button. So when this was hot and soft, I would just pop the button on there, and that gave it the imprint, and then I just put a bit of chalk on it, and it stayed on there. Book page, and then I've used some fabric to go over this cover, just here, part off. Lovely, one of my button clusters, and this just of course got this pretty soft lace tie. Open this one up. Again, you have a paper pad that's refillable. Okay, this side has two pockets. Pretty little tag that I've made. This is one of my Franken papers. I had a set left and I kept it for myself, and I've just utilised that and just popped her on there, put that in and put a little sticker on there. And a little cute little booklet. Okay. And little waterfall writing pad, original ledger paper here, diary, this normal stuff here, lined paper, some music paper. And you open this up. And what do we have here? Another notepad. Okay, and this is fastened with a braid, so you can undo it and just add pages to it or take them out. They're from a old book, music book about the musicians in early times. A postcard just pops in here, and then in here, look, we have another Constantine envelope style, and there's another bit in there that I'm not going to share with you. You'll have to, that'll be a surprise. And that just tucks in here, and that just tucks in here, just like that and like that. So I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough. As I said, they'll be in my Etsy store. This will have to be one of my favourite ones. I really like this one. I was tempted to keep it myself, but I don't do that much journaling. So yeah, so thank you for sticking by me and supporting my little channel, and I hope yous are all well. So yeah, so you know, all these beautiful goodies will be in my store, and my next one will be, my next video, oh, I've got to have that water, will be my little accordion notebooks. Okay, so stay tuned for that, and again, thank you very much and happy crafting. Bye for now.